All praises to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakak Kadash.
Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakak Kadash.
We're the Hebrew Israelites, and we come out here every week in Hamper, California, on Harris and 8th Street, and we come to teach you the truth about the Bible, that the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the
Lord's
Israelites.
chosen people. Yep. So what's going on is we come out here to prophesy. And one of these major prophecies that are coming to pass is, besides Jake's waking up, is the space war program. That is a prophecy that we're going to read about in, I'm going to get Exodus 15:3. But that prophecy is happening right now because, the white man is a devil. And when I say the white man is the devil, I'm not talking about your everyday light-skinned person. The devil has certain characteristics, and last week we were getting into it, right? He's deceptive. He likes to lie. He beguiles. He likes to tempt. And today we're also going to get into temptation. Go ahead.
This is Exodus 15:3. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is a man of war.
Yeah, so Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is a man of war. And Esau knows it. This devil knows it. That's why he wants to get that space program up and ready by 2020. Which goes perfectly with Revelation 12:12. Now, people out here don't believe in prophecy. Whatever church you're into, they're not prophesying. I mean, I went to church when I was younger, and I went a lot, and they never prophesied about the downfall. I know at the times that you went to church, well, you could testify on that.
Because the times I went to church, I never heard about that America was Babylon. America called Babylon the Great in the Bible, which is called Mystery Babylon, or the daughter of Babylon.
Yeah.
And you're not going to teach you that in the church.
No, they're not. But you got it. Revelation 12:12. But this is important because these things are happening, okay? These things are really happening. They're coming to pass right now. Go ahead.
This Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea.
To everybody on the planet, woe. And the word woe means death and destruction. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. Go ahead.
For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
Right? Yeah, right. Con. Right now it's the year of prophecy, 2018. And this dude, I mean, the whole cabinet wants to get this thing up and running because they've been hearing the prophets of the Lord since the 60s. More so in the 90s. And guess what? Right now, the prophecies are coming to pass. That space war program is gonna be built. And they're gonna build it for a reason.
And I got a preset because the white man with his space program in heaven, this is how you know that this is him. And Obadiah 1:4, though you ascend as high as the eagle, and though you set your nest among the stars, from there I will bring you down.
So he has to get up to the stars in order for him to be brought down. Now that's metaphor. That's a metaphor for you have to reach, like the stars are high, right? And the United States is the highest military program out there. Also, they are going to the stars. to the heavens, right?
Because it says, he said his nest up there. So when you set a nest, it's like putting something there, and it's just like right there, you know what I mean?
Also, the nest, when the eagle has a nest, he doesn't have it on the ground. Because this devil is smart. He has to have his nest where nobody can reach. Or he wants to be the first one to reach and then set that pinnacle. But that nest is ISIS space station. And I wouldn't be surprised if other countries have other space stations up there. Because the United States, they're so proud. They have rockets, right? And they go up to the borders of heaven, but they're using Russian rockets. Now, why do you think the space program is getting amped up and is getting more funding day by day? And if you guys don't believe it, that's fine, but don't come up and try to be our friend, because this is Amos 3:3. Can two walk together except they be agreed? I can walk with this brother wherever because we agree. But I can't walk with you if you're going to be like, oh, Jesus, give Jesus a chance. He loves everybody. Bullshit. He don't love everybody. Oh, hey, he don't. You want to get, you got a precept? If you don't, you can get Matthew 10:34. Because everybody looks and nobody wants to stop. They have the questions, but nobody wants to stop. Hey, that looks like a Jew, like a so-called Jew. He was looking, he was like, what these guys are doing? We're prophesying the downfall of your country. Look, he's coming back. Come on, Cletus.
Right, when you said that.
Hey, well, hey, and things happen like that for a reason. It's called spiritual. The spirit is working over here. Okay, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is for reals. You got that in Matthew 10:34?
This is Matthew 10:34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I am not to send peace, but a sword.
Dang, that sounds like he is not all love. Right? That sounds like he's not all love. Now, you want to go get Revelation 12:7? Now this is what's going to happen, because in Obadiah he talks about the nest and the stars, right? Although you exalt yourself like the eagle, and the eagle is the bird of prey, high, flying high, has a great eyesight. Oh, and that eagle high up in the sky could be a satellite. And I'm saying could because you guys don't believe it, so I'm presenting what's called plausible deniability. Because I can't just say it is a satellite, because then you'll have something to fight against. So I'm going to say it could be a satellite, which it is, because the satellite is up on the highest points of the sky, and it has that high-powered camera that can zoom down on, like you see that Google Maps. Come on, man. You don't believe these prophecies are coming to pass? Go ahead.
This Revelation 12:7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon.
See, so that's the scripture of the day. That's the topic of the day right now. That's the topic of the year of prophecy, man. This is a year of prophecy. That prophecy is coming to pass. Now, in order for there to be a war, somebody has to claim some territory. And how do you claim territory? Just look at the colonization of the Americas. Christopher Columbus had to come over here and put a flag on the land and stake his claim. Like, boom, I claim this in the name of, he said, I don't know what the hell he said, but you know what? I claim this street in the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Now there can be war. Because this is my street. This is this brother's street. This is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai's street. Now there can be war, so the devil, Esau, the so-called white man, has to go up to the stars and be like, hey man, I'm the only one up here. Even though he's not. Even though he makes, hey, Esau knows that the UFOs are the chariots. I was watching a video yesterday, and these Edomites are scared, doc. They're scared. You know, I will be too. They're up in the space and they're like, Houston, I just seen an organic vehicle. And what he means by organic is spiritual. There's no rivets, there's no lines dividing metal where you had to weld it together. It's organic, like that Edomite said. It's organic. Go ahead. Read it again. Let's get into our revelation. Start from the top. We just had to pinpoint those 7 and 12, man, just to start things off.
This Revelation 12 and 1, and there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet.
Which is a representation of Israel, the whole house of Israel. So Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulon, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, Issachar.
You know that they're talking about the Israelites because it says, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars.
Boom.
Now that's the 12 tribes of Israel.
And yeah, that's it. That's you see. And these pastors in these fake churches know that. That's why there's got to be war right here in the street. And it's going to come. It's not going to come to us maybe, but guess what? In martial law it is going to come. So what are you guys learning in these churches? And I'm talking to the few of you who watch these videos, because I know you watch these videos. And I know you watch these videos just to talk shit. And some of you may not be sincere, but I'm being sincere, and I know this brother's being sincere. We really are Hebrew Israelites.
No, we found out through the Spirit.
And the Spirit was brought by Yahushai. He laid his Spirit out all over the world. Let me get the next verse.
All right. And the next verse, verse 2, Revelation 12 and 2, and she being with child cried, travailing in birth, and pain to be delivered.
Right. So we got to be delivered, because right now we're travailing in pain. I mean, look at how much we're suffering. And don't tell me you're not suffering. I'm catching hell. I know this brother's catching hell. If you're a Hebrew Israelite, you're catching hell. How about this LGBTQTP? His newest thing was to add to the P to for pansexual. Let's say that did go down, and in 2 or 3 generations later, after we're gone, there's teachers popping our sons.
Wicked shit.
That's wicked shit. You want to get the next one?
And there appeared another wonder in heaven. And behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Now let's talk about that. That is important. Now read that part again.
And there appeared another wonder in heaven.
Now the wonder in heaven is this devil. Right?
And behold, a great red dragon.
The great red dragon, that's Esau. That goes back to Esau, and right now there's Edomites on the planet because of Esau. So that's the big red dragon. Not because it's a big giant monster. And it's not Leviathan.
Because he's that serpent.
He's that old serpent, Khan. He's that old serpent, man. And see, we go into it through the Spirit. We might be doing introductory type stuff, but guess what? We're happy to do it. It needs to be done. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and prophesy on this. There's going to be a flood of confusion of faces coming into the truth. There's going to be a flood of confusion of faces coming into the truth, and what the fuck you guys going to do about it? There's going to be so-called white people lining up, and we're going to teach them, and we're going to show them that through the scriptures they're either Hebrew Israelites or, I'm going to say it like this, Hebrew Edomites. Right?
Because if your father goes back to a Negro, Latino, or Native American through the bloodline, then you're an Israelite. No matter what your skin color is.
No matter how you want to take it, no matter if you want to be or not.
So you could be white skin color, prophesying against the white man.
With blue eyes and blonde hair, how you like that?
Huh.
Just imagine that. Well, I can't imagine that. You know why? Because the Cornelius issue. It's not even an issue, man. How come you can't believe that Cornelius was an Israelite? See, I caught myself. He was an Israelite. Cornelius is an Israelite. And he's back here again. He might be a senator or some shit like that, like a high position. Because if you're a captain of 50, well, he was 100, huh? A centurion. He was a captain of 100.
Yeah.
That's a high-ranking position on this planet Earth. Go ahead, get the next scripture.
Revelation 12:3. And behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his head.
Now those represent NATO and the EU. NATO in the EU.
That's his military force.
Because each horn represents a government or a person, a place of power. And we can get all up into that, but we don't have to. Because our job is to prophesy the downfall. We don't have to convince people of all this. It is, man. We were convinced, and our job is not to convince you with that same information that we were convinced by. It's to bring in the confusion of faces. Because we got to seal up. Here, what does the scripture say? Hurt not the earth. Hurt not the earth.
Yeah. If the Spirit's in you and you hear this one time and you get it, then that means the Spirit's working with you. You're
you better
Israelite.
be happy, man. You better be happy, and you don't have to come up here and be in the camp right away. You know, learn, and then be fully convinced. Because we're telling you that dragon is the NATO and the EU system. And that whore riding on that beast, that's America, the great Babylon city. Go ahead.
It says, and 7 crowns upon his head, and those are representing governments. Right?
Yeah, governments. Governments and power.
And verse 4, and his tail drew the 3rd part of the stars of heaven.
What that means is Judah, Benjamin, and Levi were brought into hardcore slavery. Okay, and not only that, the red dragon was also known as Rome, and they messed up Judah, Benjamin, and Levi in AD 70. See, so that's talking about these 3. Okay, go ahead.
The stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered.
Hey, and that's talking about right now, because that woman is Israel again. We're about to be delivered. It's coming, man. You guys don't believe it? You know, I made peace with the fact that everything is going to have to get fucked up. Everything is going to have to get burned up. There's going to have to be massive death and destruction. Because what about Egypt? What happened in Egypt? Death and destruction to Babylon the Great, which is America.
And the Lord said he's not going to do it by flood anymore, but this time by fire.
Not just any fire. Nuclear fire.
It said that fire is going to burn like an oven.
Oh shit! Look it. An oven is too hot for me. The oven is too hot for you, right? But this ain't gonna be no goddamn oven. Look it. Oh, you hear that? Bell toll, man, because I'm explaining what the nuclear fire is, which is their judgment.
Yep.
Let's say I open I'll have a pizza from Papa Murphy's, because you know I'm broke and I gotta eat like that. And I open it up and it's at 410, and I'm not ready. When it singes my fucking eyebrows. I'm not ready for that little tiny heat. That amount of heat that's gonna come in those thermonuclear devices. shit, man. Shit. All I can say is that hyperbole's shit. I can't explain it any other way because you motherfuckers don't understand. And I gotta say it like that. I gotta say that you motherfuckers don't understand just like that. Talking shit all day long, man.
That's why Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai calls it the lake of fire. Because everywhere it's going to be flooded with fire.
Man. Hey, that's it. That is terrible. But the scriptures also say that the righteous will be scarcely saved. And we won't have to feel the heat no more or something to that effect. Listen to the next one.
Because it said, the dragon stood before the woman which was ready to be delivered for to devour her child as soon as it was born.
Hey, that is so spiritual right there, man. I'm going to tell you why. Because right when we're going to be delivered, these old bodies are going to have to be cast down, and then we're going to get our new bodies. Boom, we're going to come back, and new delivered, right? Boom. And as soon as that happens, he's going to start like a war with us, with the elect. And you ain't going to do shit. You ain't going to do shit.
And that devour her child, that part of that's martial law. And he's going to be devouring the Israelites, the 2/3.
You know what's going on right now is the floodgates are opening. The floodgates of knowledge is opening. What the brother just said was very spiritual, man. Let's say it again, man. That was right on point.
Khan has said, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. And part of devouring her child is these martial laws breaking out, famine, pestilence, all this earthquakes. That's
It's happening right now.
Right now he's waiting to devour the Israelites.
Man. And the funny thing is, you Israelites are the white people, black people. You look like Moabite, you look like Asians. Man, you don't even know who you really are. You could be an Israelite and not even know it, and catching hell, and you're about to get decapitated with the guillotines, and you don't even know why. I mean, when I was growing up and young, I always wanted to know who I was.
That's right, because the world doesn't teach you who you really are. How you're going to find out is the Bible. You know,
And it's not for everybody. It's not.
yeah.
Because you got to be spiritually inclined to it.
That's right. So if you want to know who you are, you could come up and ask.
Or not.
Or you can watch our videos, you know, if you want to learn.
But you're going to hear it no matter what. The vibration is going out.
And Revelation 12:5. And she brought forth a man-child who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron.
That's talking about Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Not no fucking Jesus Christ. That's a transliteration. It's talking about Yahweh's son, only begotten son. Yahweh Shai HaMashiach.
That's right. Who was to rule all nations with the rod of iron, and her child was caught up unto the Most High, and to his throne.
Man. So that's talking about deliverance. And also, when a fish is caught in a net, it's entangled by it. And what entangles me most is this word, his word, Yahweh Shai's word, Yahweh's word through his son Yahweh Shai. Hey man, I've been on fire this week because I heard through the YouTube Apostle Tahar and Apostle Ramla were having a little conversation. Apostle Tahar asked the Apostle Ramla, how many brothers you think are in this truth? He's talking about GMS, and Apostle Ramla said 15. There's a lot. There's about like 10,000. You know, something like that. No, I wouldn't say 10,000. I'll see like around there. But he only said 15. And you know why he said that? Because You got to be on fire, man. You got to be on fire. And you don't have to make hundreds of videos. If you can't, don't do it. But if the Spirit's on you to learn, learn.
Because the Most High says that He knows your heart, you know?
That's true, man. He knows our heart. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna testify. He knows what I want. And I pray to get it. But I don't get it right away. I have to continuously work hard every single day until I get it. This is how it works, right? I prayed, let's say, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. I prayed for a full-time job, and I said, and I made this promise to Yahweh Shemi Hawashai. You give me that full-time job, Lord, Yahweh Shemi Hawashai, and I'll come out to the streets and teach about your word and prophesy your return of the return of your son. Guess what? I got it. I got it. And all I had to do was bust my ass, learning, studying, and making videos, coming out to the street prophesying the downfall of the United States of America, which is Babylon the Great. That whore that rideth upon the beast with 7 horns and 7 heads and 10 heads, or 7 heads and 7 horns, 10 horns. Right?
Yeah, 10 horns.
Yeah. You want? We're gonna get to that again. We're gonna get on the next video.
All right. Because it said, and her child was caught up unto the Most High. So when it says her child, it's talking about the Israelites and being caught up unto the Most High. That's when the chariots of Israel are gonna save the Israelites, you know? Because it said and to his throne. So they're gonna be beamed up into those chariots.
Yeah, that's right. The UFOs, what you people call UFOs, are really the chariots of the Lord Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. The chariots of salvation. And you know what? If the Bible says if peace is wished unto you, then wish it back to them, right? Hey, he didn't want to hear, but we just had some old hippie give us the peace sign. We know that he was saying peace. Also, I don't use the peace sign because it's technically the horns, right? Any 2 fingers up is the horns.
That's part of the Baphomet sign.
And you know what kills me? At work, I have to log onto my computer and I have to push Alt, Delete, Control, or Alt, Control, Delete in that order. And if you're using one hand and you don't think about it, you're gonna do that fucking sign like this. I don't mean it, but I'm showing you what you gotta do. Boom, just like that. But I try to do it like this: 1, 2, and then 3. It's hard. I can't do it all the time because sometimes you get in a hurry.
Yeah, because people think that that's a rock and roll. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
But
That's crazy. You don't even know what you guys are doing. Man.
And rock and roll is like, you know, witchcraft.
Any type of music really is. Hollywood generally is, man. You want to get on that next script?
Revelation 12:6, and the woman fled into the wilderness, where she hath a place prepared of the Most High.
And that is definitely talking about martial law. Because why would you have to run into the wilderness? It's also talking about Egypt and Exodus. But what happened after Egypt's Exodus? We were in the wild, being tested. Just imagine these martial law troops. You have to contend with the martial law troops. You have to contend with wicked niggas. And when I say niggas, I mean all of you brown and white and all colored people right here on this other side of the sign. And not to mention your own government. Like that movie, The Purge. The first Purge, that movie was good. That movie was good. Man, that was a good movie, man. So that's what it means when the scripture's talking about the wilderness. You're gonna have to go into the wilderness again. Because you're not gonna have any commodities. You're not gonna have gas to light your stove. You're not gonna have water in your house to clean your ass when you take a shit. It's gonna get real nasty out here. Go ahead.
It says, and the woman fled into the wilderness, where she hath a place prepared of the Most High, that they should feed her there 1,260 days.
So that means that we're gonna eat. When nobody has any food to eat, we're gonna eat. Right?
And Revelation 12:7, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. And right there, the word for heaven, that's a Strong's G3772. Because people think, when Michael fought in heaven, they think, that's the spiritual heaven.
No, not so.
But the definition says, the vaulted expanse of the sky with all things visible in it.
So that means up in the sky, inside the atmosphere, and outside the atmosphere. Because you can see the moon, can't you? Can you see the moon? If you can see the moon, then you're gonna see these chariots come.
If you can see the moon, that means you can see heaven.
Right? Hey, you know what? There's that song, ooh, heaven is the place on earth. That's a good ass song, man. You know what? Even though she's talking about something else, she's talking about probably sex. Heaven is gonna be on earth. It's gonna be a good place to live on earth. Finally.
So when it says Michael and his angels fought in heaven, so that means the vaulted expanse of the sky with all things visible in it, or the aerial heavens or sky, the region where the clouds and the temps gather, and where thunder and lightning are produced.
Hey, how many times has these people, and I mean these people all over the planet, seen chariots? And they call them UFOs. And what are they next to? Clouds. They're next to clouds, man. That's why the scripture refers to the chariot as a cloud. Because a cloud can appear out of nowhere. Excuse me. Oh, it's just a mess.
So it said, and there was war in heaven, in space. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon.
How did they fight?
They fought against the dragon. It means they were fighting that space station or the military force that was set up in the sky.
And that's what Trump is trying to do right now. You can see it all over the news. I did a few videos on it this week. Just this week, just because it was popping off like that. And then Donald Trump is down for it. Mattis is down for it.